Welcome to Courtney Talks. I'm very excited because I've got the gorgeous Alaska Thunderfuck 5000, the beautiful Jinkx Monsoon, and the legendary, the beautiful, the classic, Miss Jackie Beat.
She's here? Yay! We're all here.
We're all here. No, it's lovely. We've just been doing a little photo shoot for the New York Times.
So no big deal.
Just a little publication. It'll probably go nowhere.
Well, I thought I would just hijack the New York Times photo shoot and turn it into like an episode of Courtney Talks. And because when am I going to get like you three in drag to like come over and film something? That's not going to happen.
Well, I'll probably be dead soon, so.
She barely even got into drag for the photo shoot. I mean,
What cracks me up is that you jokingly said, like, you know, that people know. No, just like when you were saying, like, the New York Times were making a joke about, like, you know, maybe you've heard of it. It's like there probably are idiots out there that have not heard of it.
is that a website? I read that. That's on BuzzFeed.
It's a blog.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I heard them talk about it on
Blog on
BuzzFeed
BuzzFeed.
once. That's their reference to the New York Times.
What's New York?
I saw that in a movie.
So we're going to talk about, you know those videos of like a woman walking through New York for 10 hours and then there was like a straight guy walking through New York and then a homosexual walking through New York for 10 hours. So it's like walk through New York for 10 hours and carry a GoPro with you. And it brings up some interesting questions.
I am so out of the loop. I didn't even know this was a thing.
It's like the new thing.
It's like a
I'd
huge
do that
thing.
if I, you know, no one would be able to watch it. It would be rated XXX, you know. It's probably going to be more of a snuff film. than
Because
anything
people would
else.
kill you.
Well, no, I mean just my daily life.
It's pornographic. No, it's like
Just 10 hours. Any
Just
10 hours of
ducking into-
any 10 hours of my life is probably unviewable. by
Maybe we
the
should
public.
roll the tape so it's
Yeah.
a criminal act.
Yeah, let's watch.
Well, I'm glad she dressed
10
up
hours
for
of
it.
silent walking through all areas of Manhattan wearing jeans and crew neck t-shirts.
She's not supposed to be, you know, fancy or anything.
Oh wait, she gets.
Yeah, first of all, smile. I'm already annoyed at how it is edited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 hours. Same guy has been walking silently. Oh my god, get a life.
5 minutes.
Oh, now it's just going up a minute.
Gee.
Is that all girls have to do to get dates? It's
Right?
so easy.
Two different guys
have
said
sex
to
with
a
straight men.
dog.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
She didn't
One
two
of
guys
the
any makeup.
instances of verbal street harassment took place within 10 hours involving people of all backgrounds. This doesn't include the countless winks, whistles, etc. If you want to help, please donate to Holla Back, a non-profit. It faded out.
Donate to keep people from winking.
What do we think of this, Jackie? You
Well,
seem to have
first
an
of all,
idea.
I am the ultimate feminist.
Mhm.
I honestly, I love women. I don't think anybody should be harassed. That did not. First of all, just smile at people. And granted, I don't know what it's like to walk down the street being like, you know, some gorgeous woman.
Do you smile at people?
Yes, in my real life, I actually do.
You do?
Yes, I cannot
Okay.
walk past a baby, a dog.
Right.
I mean, yeah, there's.
What about,
I
what
live
about
my,
people with
I live my life
perception?
looking people in the eye, being
I
nice.
totally feel you. It's kind of like it's that moment where if you make eye contact with someone on the street, you have to acknowledge them. You know, you're just a bitch if you're not. You know, like you're just being an asshole if you're like, if I'm walking down the street and I happen to make eye contact with you, I'll at least like just do this, you know.
Right, like it's
Yeah.
some sort of thing.
It's an etiquette thing.
But
It's
the
like
problem is in New York, people think that you're trying to get something all the time, and they think that that's weakness. Like, you know, like smiling at somebody is weak. Anyway, this just annoys me because it's not real. It's not real. It's 10 hours.
That was the best of 10 hours. I mean, that's not horrendous, is it? If that like.
And besides, look at her energy. It's so like, I am trudging through town like a total victim, and the look on her face, it was like, I don't want to seem insensitive, I just don't get it.
No, I mean, here's the thing. It's like I totally you know how much I still hear people call me fag walking down the street, not
Well, we'll
just
get to
in
that.
New
That's
York.
fine.
I thought
You know,
they
not
thought you
just
were a
in New
woman.
York. Or half the time people think I'm a woman. You know, like I get called Miss or Ma'am all the time, not in drag, just the way I look as a boy, a male-bodied person, you know?
Male body.
Exactly, you know.
That's the name of your next album.
Yeah, thank you. But like people do shout at you a lot in New York, but you know what I'm irritated about is what you should really be showing. The truth is, it's impossible to even walk down the street as fast as she's walking. Like, how did she walk that fast in New York? Every time I'm in New York, I've got a suitcase, I'm in drag, I'm wearing heels, and I'm wearing like a Snuggie over me just to stay warm. And I'm like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, and you can't get a cab. And it's like, why aren't the streets more crowded? How are these people having conversations with her? Because the streets in New York make me want to
Move to Seattle?
stay in Seattle
Stay in
forever and
Seattle.
ever and ever until the end of, until the zombie apocalypse, which is upon us.
I'm trying to put myself in like her position as a pretty woman wandering through New York. And like, if I get heckled by a man, catcalled by a man,
Yeah.
I find it amusing and complimentary because I'm not a woman. But then I guess I don't have to go through my life as a woman, so it's kind of like a kick for me.
Well, I almost feel like with how beautiful you are, I think there's a part of your character, when you get into drag, of course you're kind of looking for that.
But she's a woman in plain clothes, and that's what the issue is. She's not
she's just
glammed
a
out.
normal-
She's not trying to draw attention to herself.
Yeah.
And she has to deal with like all of this stuff. And that wasn't even everybody. That's just
Yeah.
like
But I
this
also wanna know,
1
like-
minute video of it.
But were they being? Do you think? What?
No,
like,
it's
some of those-
annoying.
Yeah,
It's
but I-
rude, and it's like men claiming
Yeah.
your space, like they own you.
I changed my mind. Because it just dawned on me as I'm watching it, it made me nervous. Like,
Yeah.
is somebody going to grab
And
her?
break her.
She doesn't.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have to feel like she has
Now
to be
I feel
nice to
bad about all the
everybody.
other stuff I
You
said.
know how-
No, but that's why we have a discourse.
Yeah.
This is a Socratic.
This is a learning moment.
This is a Socratic.
Like,
Socratic.
of Socrates?
Yeah, Socratic discourse. That's what we're having right now. And we're drag queens, and you thought that all we
I
did was
thought-
lip sync to Mariah Carey.
I thought
Sometimes we have
Socratic
Socratic, sarcastic discourse.
If you look up Socratic discourse, it's when your lower back goes out while talking.
Oh.
That's sciatic.
Intercourse.
Sciatic intercourse.
Oh, sorry.
I see.
Sorry. No, I totally just flip-flopped. Yeah. Because it really dawned on me, like, it makes me so uncomfortable to watch that. But
Yeah.
there is a part of me that gets angry, like, well then, like, I guess that's what she deals with, and she wanted to, make
Yeah,
a
she
point.
wasn't totted up. She wasn't like looking for attention. Like,
But even if you are, that's that old, I'm just saying, like, does it matter what you're wearing?
Yeah.
Is her making this video and saying, I was wearing a pair of jeans and a crew neck t-shirt,
And this is
like,
how
is
they
that
treat
any
me?
different than some prosecuting or, defense attorney saying,
Because that's the whole
"What were
thing
you
of like she
wearing?"
was asking for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even be about what you're wearing. The fact that someone just walked down the street and that happened to her, it blows my mind because I don't know. I'm blessed. I think I'm blessed having grown up only in progressive liberal cities. And so when I see the way the rest of the world works, there's a part of me that like dies a little bit going like, I didn't know that still happened. Like I lived in Portland all my life and then I lived in Seattle for the rest of my life. And so I've never lived in places where I felt like this kind of behavior was still acceptable. And when I see that it exists in our world still, in our country, I'm just like, oh my God,
And we also
what
have to
ivory
remember
drag
that
bar have I been working at?
for women, this isn't just something that's happening now. This is actually probably an improvement on a woman's plight, like as it was 10 years ago or 20 years ago. I was watching a TV show the other day, like set in the 90s, and the guy was like slapping the girl on the ass and like, how about it? And that was acceptable in the workplace to like, hi, how are you? Like,
I mean,
touch a
Married
woman
with
and
Children
stroke her
made
hair.
jokes about it. Like Kelly would come home
Yeah.
in her waitress outfit with like hand marks on her ass, and she was just like, "Oh, just another day at the office," And that was when I was a kid in this country.
Yeah.
And nowadays, it's like you can't even like ask someone, "Oh, could I ask for the time?" And they're like, rape stop, get away from me, you know?
Where do you draw the line? I think that's the
Exactly.
question.
Well, the thing is, I don't even know anymore. Like, I think I'm the most progressive liberal person in the world, and then I turn around and I'm like, oh, I guess I wasn't supposed to use the word pickle. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm all over the place with it. I mean, you write songs that are meant to attack heteronormative culture. And like, when have you ever crossed the line without knowing you crossed the line?
Well, there's that one song about rains down in Africa.
I don't know. I don't think about it that way. I just think if I was truly a racist or a misogynist
Yeah.
or a horrible person, I probably wouldn't be doing this for a living.
Yeah.
It's not my problem that the rest of the world has irony pour blood right now. And I mean, the problem is there's no critical thinking.
Yeah.
There's no gray area. Teachers, parents, everyone's lazy. They want to remove the N-word from Huckleberry Finn. What?
It's classic literature.
Why don't you take 5-10 minutes to point out to the child that our past was ugly?
Yeah.
And that some things haven't changed and some things are better and this was a part of our history. No, let's just get rid of it. Do you think any Jew would want you to like, oh, let's just stop talking about the Holocaust?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. You can't just make it go away.
It's
It's like
just kind
junk
of like-
food. It's non-nutritive.
Yeah.
And I know
And
about junk
people
food.
like to polarize things. It's kind of like, this is a man, this is a woman, this is black, this is white, and it just
And that's the
swings from
exact
left to
opposite
right.
of what we've been fighting for
And it's
so
the
many
exact
years.
opposite of real life. Like in all of my experiences, life is not black and white. It's
No.
actually the gray area of all the colors of the rainbow.
And that's what freaks people out.
Yeah.
They really
Because
want
they like to put it in a box.
Exactly.
Well, the
Like,
biggest
that is
thing-
a man.
The biggest thing that I think that we do, all of us in this room, except for all the camera people, which I'm sure they probably do in their own way. I don't want to disclose them from anything, but I feel like working in satire, you know, you have to like tread that line of what's acceptable and what's going to be too much. But that's what satire is. So it's like the people who want to see us do what we do, which is satire, whatever we're talking about at that moment, but then they also want us to stay within the realms of what's socially acceptable. It's like that's a catch-22. You want me to make fun of the things that are wrong with our world, but you don't want me to go into that mindset of thinking. You just want me to stay over here and make fun of it.
Right.
But I can't possibly point out what they might be thinking, as crazy and deluded as it is.
That's why if I sing a song that seems like it's, you know, like right after 9/11, I wrote this parody of God Bless the USA called Please Leave the USA. And essentially I was singing it as a character. So in the song I'm praising the KKK and I'm saying all men are created equal, you know, except these ones over here, and don't get on this plane, take a bus if you're wearing a turban, just all of this. And because I didn't say, this is bad, 9/11 is, you know, making it possible for a lot of people to be even more racist, you know, and separatist than usual. Instead of saying that sentence, you do it through a character that's praising it, which is so uncomfortable to people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And some people really got upset. It's like, really? You
Well,
think I'm pro KKK?
Well,
Or you came to a Jackie Beat show and you got upset that there was something offensive.
Yeah.
However.
If imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery, then there has to be a special rule that it's like imitation for satirization is the satirization. Is that a word?
Satirizing.
Satirizing
Sodomizing.
Sodomizing is the sincerest form of ridicule, you know, because you're imitating that person to exploit how dumb they are.
Exactly.
And I think that's what all of us do in our career, but it's very frustrating when people like want to see you do that and then they get mad if you push the one button you weren't
But I think that
supposedly
you can't
supposed
worry,
to
like
push,
as artists, if I can use the
Exactly.
term,
You
and as
can't
a
worry.
person living your life, if you're placing your happiness in whether somebody else likes what you do.
This is where I sneak off because I
I'm
have to
gonna
get
go.
on a flight
Oh, goodbye, Jinkx
in like
Monsoon.
40 minutes. I'll come in and out while I'm still
Oh, look out for the
de-yeeshing.
cable behind you.
I'll come in and out while I'm still de-yeeshing, but I have to go.
Bye, we love
Bye.
you.
I love you guys.
Unless I don't get to give you a formal goodbye. It was wonderful.
Should we watch the one about the man walking through New York City?
Yeah, I haven't seen this one.
Okay,
Me
so
either. Now you made a veiled reference. Is it a gay man?
I'm pretty sure he's not gay. Well, let's watch because it's like,
Oh, so it's like Bruno.
no.
It
Well,
kind of
yes, it
is.
is
He's a
actually,
straight
yeah.
guy who dresses up like a gay man. So he's like in like pants that are too tight, and he's holding a Victoria's Secret bag like this the whole time.
Oh, because gay men shop at Victoria's Secret.
The truth is, I said the same thing. I was like, I never hold a bag like that. I was, yes, I do. I do sometimes, and I shop at Victoria's Secret sometimes, but not for 10 hours.
I think that if you do anything, you guys, here's the lesson. Do anything for 10 hours, and it's not going to end.
And some asshole is gonna do something.
I love pizza. Eat pizza for 10 hours?
Okay, so this video is a social experiment to spread awareness to the harassment of homosexuals and is in
No, wait.
He's wearing like a crop shirt, a
black
belly
crop
shirt.
top. 3 hours of sun. He only did 3 hours. I mean, he's not even trying hard enough.
Dressed as a
As
homosexual.
a homosexual.
Those are problems.
Nice bag.
His dick looks really good though. I will say, I want those pants.
Bag it.
I think they're interested.
That was cruising.
I love those two. Like, oh, I girl thing.
Right.
Okay, the next
Right.
thing, you guys.
He was carrying
What's in there? Glass?
light bulbs
You
or
guys,
cutlery.
they added
They added
a
something.
sensor.
That's a group of males. That's so scary. Walking
That just
past a
takes
group
me
of
back.
males. It's so scary. Oh. Oh my god.
50 instances.
Alright.
That's terrifying. And
that's-
it is scary to be
It is
gay and
scary.
walk past groups of men. It's
And
really scary.
doesn't it take you back to like high school or like or just last week when you're not in West Hollywood or when you're not in that gay part and you're looking a little bit effeminate or a little bit just normal, like how you feel, and like you hear that call and you just get that, oh god, is someone gonna like thump me in the back of the head? Is something gonna happen now?
Yeah.
Well, my biggest fear is, as opposed to just keep walking and ignore it, my knee-jerk response is like, fuck you, asshole.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
seriously, and then, somebody like stabs you. But no, I mean, it's horrible, but
Well, I think the thing to
I
almost
think the next one, can I just say, the next one needs to be a black woman with really long nails and a great weave walking through the gay part of town. Because you know that every
Girl,
gay man
wow.
is like, I
That's
love your nails,
auntie.
because you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
a few of those people were like trying to just say hello
Yeah.
and
But I think the interesting thing about this that we can probably understand better is we know what it's like for somebody to call something out while we're walking along. And then this woman, like if you bring up the rape instance with this woman, that she doesn't know what's going to happen. Like, yes, somebody might be saying, hey, pretty lady, but you don't know where that's going to go when you're a woman, I guess.
Right.
And I think that's probably, like, a lot of people are offended by this because he's dressed as a homosexual. And, like, I don't carry a Victoria's Secret bag and whatever else. But I think the point is, like, why can't you walk through the streets dressed however the fuck you want? Maybe we would want to walk like that and carry a Victoria's Secret bag if we knew that it wasn't going to elicit that response from a group of men. Maybe we've dumbed our looks down.
Yes. I also think one of the sad facts of all this is that it's like the dad hits the mom, who hits the child, who kicks the puppy, and then the puppy bites the kitten. There's always somebody who's being mistreated by somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the cycle
and,
of bullying.
And it's like, oh, this is my chance to put somebody down or, yeah.
Well, it's kind
Because
of...
I've been in drag and people have yelled things, like really mean things. And sometimes I yell, I just made more money in doing one show than you'll make in an entire week, asshole. Like I yell all sorts of stuff. But it just got to the point where I would just be like, do you feel better about yourself now? I'd look them right in the eye and ask that. Huh?
Yeah.
I'd be like, do you feel better about yourself now?
Yeah.
Say whatever you need to feel better and superior.
Well, that literally is the psychological reasoning behind bullying. Because you're putting someone else down, which makes you feel better because you're feeling insecure and scared, so you react with that negative response. And then you're now feeling temporarily better, like a little release of endorphins or something releases and says, yeah, I'm better than that person.
Yeah.
And it's just this game of like...
I don't know. We should be nicer to each other. So
Totally.
everybody out there on the internet.
Kumbaya.
No, but I'm serious.
No, it's true.
It's just clothes. These are pieces of fabric that we're putting on our body,
I know.
and people get killed over it. If you're wearing the wrong piece of clothing, you can get killed for it, and it's insane. And it's an insane world that we live in, and we just have to try and bring sanity to it, which we're doing with what our job is. And I hope that that's the lesson that you guys take away from this.
Well, what about comments on YouTube?
I don't read them.
We talked about this in the last Courtney Talks, and we did it with a group of YouTubers, and it's like the comments on YouTube are fascinating.
It's a
because
hateful space.
There
and
are
it's
people
not...
filled with all of this hate. Well, I think this is the thing though. The people who are commenting, that represents a smaller fraction of the people watching. Like
Absolutely.
when was the last time you went to a television show's Facebook page and left a hateful comment? Never. When was the last time? Do you know what I mean? So I've not met anybody who's done that. So I guess the people who are doing that are a small representation, but they're a very vocal minority, as is in real life, I guess.
I was not, for the longest time, I was not familiar with the term troll.
Mm-hmm.
These people, honestly, they've got nothing going on in their life. They have no creative outlet. So again, it's like, I'm going to type this. It's like being an arsonist. It's like starting this little fire and then you stand back and you watch it burn. You make a comment and then you just engage people.
So in some strange way, can we have compassion for the people who leave negative comments?
Yeah.
They're probably sitting either in their parents' basement or some beige cubicle at a job that they hate. It's
They should
like, are
do
you
drag.
making the world more beautiful? Are you trying to make people laugh? If something is not your cup of tea, move on. You don't need to leave these hateful comments.
Yeah.
So what do you think there's any active solutions that we can...
Take away anonymity. That's the
Yeah.
reason these people act like they have so much, so much
put a
courage
face to
and-
that comment.
Yeah, exactly.
Because as soon as you call someone out, when someone tweets something rude, as soon as you call them out and tweet back and you're like, oh, really? They're like, I love you! I'm coming to your show! Yeah, it's totally the...
I'm just kidding.
Shining the
though.
light on it
Yeah.
makes it sort of
How do we get a bigger light?
evaporates it. We are the light.
We are the light.
Right.
We are the world.
We are not girls. We are not women.
You've done every song, haven't you?
Yeah.
She has a
every
parody
song.
with every single song.
I don't know if you've seen any of my recent posts, but I've been addicted to Forensic Files. So I'll sit at home binge watching this show, Forensic Files, and watch 17 people get brutally murdered, in a row.
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
No. It's the complete opposite. I'm like, if somebody broke into my house, I sometimes wonder, would I even be able to defend myself because I'm such a I think it kicks in, but
Well, in my mind, I got mugged once, and I would always be I just be I know this sounds ridiculous, but in my mind, I would beat their asses.
right.
And I got mugged, and I just remember laying on the ground thinking how it was lovely that they were wearing sneakers, not Doc Martens, because they were soft when they were hitting my head. And I
Lord.
I actually remember having that thought. It's funny because in that instance there was no response except to just scream like a girl, which just made it worse, and then get up and run when I could. And I think that if somebody were to break into my house, that I would just cry. Somebody did! when I was in Ibiza, I was in a hotel room and I was asleep in bed. All of my friends went out and I woke up to like clambering. And we're in Ibiza, like on the middle of a cliff. Like you're in Spain. There's no laws there. It's a lawless town, which is what I meant when I said there's no laws. And this man was clambering around, or a person, I don't know. And I heard them coming down the hall and I was like, holy fuck. I'm in this dark room by myself. This person's going to come into the room. They're going to turn the light on. They're going to see me. That was more scary. The thought of them looking at me and whatever, and so I just mustered up the most masculine voice I have, and I went, "Get the fucking hell out of here, you fucking animal!" And this person dropped whatever they did, and they ran out. And I hid under the bed, crying like a girl, trying to call my friends on international dial, being like, and thank God he'd left, and my friends came back, and all of our like laptops and belongings were all like dropped, and he'd run. I know that probably had nothing to do with what you're talking about, but
Well,
home invasion.
no, but what you were saying about we need to be nicer to each other and all this, no, but, and like people can be murdered just for fabric, for wearing the wrong thing. It hits me like a ton of bricks. But what my point is, I swear to God I have a point, but if you're a comedian or an artist, what is comedy? Focusing on the negative and sort of twisting it and making it funny and,
Sure.
you know.
People will roll their eyes at this, but I literally have a gratitude journal, which I talked about in the last episode as well. So we'll
Sweet.
edit that
At the
out.
count of three, let's roll our eyes. 1, 2, 3.
Now we'll cut that in with a slurp from a straw like this. Sound effect. Let's talk about bullying, ladies and gentlemen. I have a gratitude journal,
That's
which is
sweet.
a book that I keep by my bed, and each night I write down 5 things that I was grateful for that day. And it might sound crazy, but there's that thing, objects in motion stay in motion. And if you're
It's true.
heading in one direction, not boy band, then you can keep heading that direction if you don't do anything about it. And so each night, even if I've had a bad day, which, to be honest, people will roll their eyes at this, but it doesn't happen often, because I make a conscious effort and a conscious decision to guide my path in a positive light. And the gratitude journal is a part of that. And I'm like, even if I've had a bad day, I'm like, there is nothing to be grateful for today. I sit
Like
down,
today.
Like today. Oh, and Jackie B was there, and
No, I know what you're saying.
Jinkx was, and so like I'll be like, okay, let's just find something. Like you can always find like thank you for this bed, thank you for this whatever, thank you for this, and then you start writing and you get stuck on 3, and then when you get to 4 and then 5, my goal is to write 5, and then I'll end up writing a list of 10. And I'm like, oh my god, this horrible day, there was actually a lot of stuff to be grateful for.
Yeah. The McRib is back. It's like, hello.
The McTofu rib is back.
No, I was sitting in an airport, the flight had been delayed. I shouldn't say this out loud, but I did a show recently and it was literally the perfect storm is the best way I can describe it. I have been so blessed to do this for 25 years. I bought a house, I've traveled all over the world, blah, 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 blah. But for whatever reason, everything went wrong with this show and I actually ended up losing money, which never happens because I usually get a flat fee. For whatever reason, this was like a portion of the door. So anyway, and again, I don't even like to say this out loud because I feel like a loser. But what? Shit happens.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there in the airport and I'm feeling so sorry for myself and like, I cannot believe this, away from my dogs for 48 hours. 48 hours! I lost money and I this and I that and beep bop boop, and then all of a sudden on the TV CNN, this adorable young guy who had both legs blown off in the war. And I'm like, literally, it's like God just shaking me and saying, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And I looked down at my fat old legs and I was like, thank you. And really, that's how life is sometimes. And I don't always want to just feel grateful because, like, I see somebody who's worse off than me.
But yeah, I get what you mean.
But it's what they call a God shot.
It is. And there's
In certain circles.
a god shot,
Yeah.
like a cum shot.
No. Okay, you just sucked all the life and positivity out of. You took something beautiful and you made it something slutty, which is pretty much you.
That's what I do. Hi,
Oh.
Jinkx Monsoon. What's
Oh, you look so Seattle.
Welcome back. Well, thank you very much to Love and Jinkx Monsoon, Alaska Thunderfuck 5000, and Miss Jackie B.
Hey, still alive.
Still alive and kicking. Thank you for watching more Courtney Talks. Remember to subscribe down below and leave a comment about something nice, not something hateful and horrible.
A nice comment.
Leave a nice comment, you pack of cunts!
Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Say something nice.
Oh my god, that's a good challenge.
Yes.
We challenge you to say something. This was something we were talking about when you went
Yes.
through. We challenge you to just leave nice comments. Just if you're thinking about leaving a hateful comment about, you know, Courtney's boring and talentless.
And we can see her.
You can see my coochie.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I go shopping, I'll put something in my cart.
Buy clothes that
I'll
fit.
walk around with it and then I don't buy
I
it.
always do that.
Yeah. So type your nasty comment and then hit delete.
Oh,
Get it out of your system, but
Let it
don't
out
share
into
it
the
with
universe.
with the world.
Yeah.
no reason to tear another person down to make yourself feel better, darling. That's just
Or take-
what
before
my
you
mama
write-
taught me.
before you
back
write-
in the Jewish kibbutz.
Half Jewish.
The
the half
narcoleptic Jewish
Jewish, the
household.
half Jewish
Half
kibbutz.
narcoleptic.
Narcoleptic.
And just remember that every nice positive comment that you leave is like giving somebody flowers. So make someone happy, even if you have to lie through your fucking teeth.
No, and that's the other thing. We don't want you to like pretend.
Yes, we do.
No, we want you to look.
Jackie looks young, vibrant.
We want you to look a little deeper and say,
Full of life.
why am I leaving this hateful comment? Like, what is it that is actually what is in me that is eliciting this comment? And do a little introspection.
Yeah.
Look a little.
I think
deeper.
that's great.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Courtney.
All right.
Awkward.
Bye.